Welcome to Behind the Curtain, Nashville's movers, shakers,
and tastemakers.
Brought to you by Chord Real Estate, your key to the heart of Nashville. I'm Steve Luther alongside my co-host Van Hoy.
Here we peel back the layers of Nashville's vibrant scene, sitting down with the innovators, creators, and leaders who shape our city. From music to business and everything in between, we dive into the journeys that have brought them to where they are today.
We're here to uncover the stories behind the success, the passion driving their pursuits, and why they've chosen Nashville as their stage. It's about the people who dream big, push boundaries, and make this city truly unique.
So join us as we explore the heart and soul of Nashville through the eyes of those who know it best.
Well, welcome to today's episode of Behind the Curtain, Nashville's movers, shakers, and
tastemakers.
Today we have a special episode. We don't have a Nashville-based mover and shaker, but we've got some movers and shakers in from Panama, not Panama City, Florida.
We're feeling the earth shake all the way from the canal.
There's no earthquakes in Panama, man. There's no natural disaster.
It's true.
We have our team in from Panama City, Panama, our real estate agents, our legal team down there. And we wanted to take this opportunity to kind of introduce you guys to the opportunities of international real estate. So
who would have ever thought?
I know.
Not me.
I mean,
I know you've got the big brain.
Well, I'm going to let you guys introduce yourself. Go ahead, Jose, start with you.
I think you should introduce them. So we know you know their names.
That's just rude.
Please go ahead.
Hi guys, I'm pleased to be here. I'm happy. We came all the way from Panama. We went first to Chicago and then we came here to Nashville. So we're excited to be here. We are excited to share all the information we have about Panama, everything that we offer as a country overall. So I've been in the real estate industry for the past 9 years, and I started back in 2010 when I first made my first investment. I purchased a pre-construction property back in the days. It was $62,000 property. It was a pre-construction, as I mentioned, and then I waited 2 years. I was actually working for a bank, a JP Morgan Chase.
We know that bank.
Yeah, you know that bank, right?
Oh, yeah.
So I was working in the finance department, and I was looking at the real estate market in Panama. So I decided to purchase a property over there. As I mentioned, in pre-construction, I waited 2 years, and I sold that property, and I gained close to $50,000.
It's awesome.
So I was happy.
And that was when we were experiencing the bottom of the market here in Nashville and throughout the country. So
$62,000.
He was doubling his money.
Property for that. Anywhere.
Yeah, you can't even buy a lot.
Yeah,
it's amazing. Now you didn't say your name.
I need Jose.
You said I'm happy.
I'm happy. I'm Jose.
He's happy Jose.
Happy Jose. Okay.
Go ahead, Iary.
Iary.
Hey, hello everyone. My name is Iary. I'm born and raised Panamanian. I'm a certified broker in Panama. And we were so happy to meet Steve and Ashley when they went down to Panama. We had an instant click. Everything really just aligned. And we're excited of what they are doing in Panama, and also very grateful that they see Panama as, that first number one spot for investment for their clients, for your clients here in Nashville or in the States. So I'm excited to be here. It seems like so crazy that we're here.
Right.
It was just done, put this together in a few days. So, but happy to be here.
Good.
Okay, my name is Karol. I have over a decade of expertise in assisting and guiding clients through all their purchases, immigration process.
She's an attorney. Secret. Karol, the attorney.
And investments in Panama. So thank you for having me here, both of you.
Yes.
My turn.
Your turn.
She's going to whisper.
I like it.
I know. Hello, my name is Alexandra. I'm a lawyer in Panama, a real estate lawyer, specializing in real estate contracts.
She can keep you out of trouble or get you into trouble.
Correct. I'm really into details and
Yes.
more than 10 years experience with a lot of brokers, real estate investors, and people that want to move to Panama. So that's my expertise, and I'll be happy to help you and confirm you the good things or the perks that you have moving to Panama.
That's right. You know, we call ourselves your real estate concierge here. That's how we like to think that we fully resource people even beyond what they expect, and this is part of it.
And you guys also do property management as well. So when someone buys an investment property, you guys take care of everything after that too, getting it furnished, getting it rented, managing the leases, all that stuff.
That's right. The company we work with, Punta Pacifica Realty, it's a one-stop shop. That's how it's been built. That's how it grew to, because 98% of our clientele are from all parts of the world. And I would say about over 60% it's from America, Canada. So we just wanted to make their life easier, and guide them and walk with them through a whole process. So yeah, we have clients from over 10 years that have been working with us. We've been managing their units, selling, reinvesting their money. So
lots of repeat business.
Yes.
Which says a lot.
It does. So I would imagine that a lot of people listening to this have never even considered international real estate. It's kind of interesting. We see like uber wealthy people that are interested in it as tax shelters, moving money around, getting themselves into the best financial position they can be in. But we also see this big group of people that are really looking for somewhere where they can live for a little less expensive, dealing with expenses. So we see a lot of like retirees that are on Social Security that maybe, bought a home 20, 30 years ago and have some equity in a home. And then they're just drawing Social Security and they can live very well internationally, even more so than they can in the US. So I thought that was really interesting. What's kind of the mix of the investors and the people that are looking at Panama that you see from around the world?
So we have a whole variety of investors in Panama going. So we have, let's say, people that want to just retire and have, as you mentioned, this morning, like a great life. So they can be able to go to the beach. They can go able to, experience like great food. And then we have investors that they just want to have the biggest ROI, return on investment, for example. Invest in different properties in the city. So that's kind of like the mix that we have. And also right now we have people that they don't necessarily know about Panama, but they have what we call the plan B. So in their countries, things are a little bit crazy, I would say. They want to have like a plan B. So in any case something happens, they have already a property in Panama that, that can produce a return every single month. And if something happens, as I mentioned, they can go there and they can leave. And aside from that, we have, so many benefits for people. Like they can have a residency. So that means that they can live there in Panama as a second home. As I said, they can have a return investment on the property that they purchase. And they can have all the benefit of being on a place that is safe. We use the the dollar as a currency. We are close to almost everything in Panama. We have close to 188 direct flights, like every single day in Panama. And in Panama, everything is closed. So we have a whole bunch of benefits for people outside of Panama, basically.
It's amazing the different options that they have. You guys have things that are high rises. You've got cottages near the ocean. You got downtown. You got old town. I mean, it's a little bit of everything.
In post, we'll flash up some pictures of Panama just so everybody can kind of get a feel of it.
Yeah, that'd be a great idea.
But it's very much for us. It's
incredible.
Like flying into Miami. I mean, there's just skyscrapers everywhere. It's right on the ocean. Was really cool to see. It was definitely not what we expected when we first decided to go down. We were very pleasantly surprised, which is why we're investing there now personally as well. But let's.
I never thought about it till you guys talked about it, and then we met you guys. I mean, I thought that was just what uber wealthy people did. I never imagined.
Let's talk about some of the benefits of Panama as an investor and as someone that might be looking for a vacation home, snowbird home, something like that, or to move there permanently as an expat. What are some of the benefits that they get to take advantage of?
That's a big question.
Well, one of the benefits is for you to have a residency in Panama. You can invest $300,000 and then you can have a residency in 45 days. Even if you are a retired or a pensioner, you can have a visa just like having an income of $1,000. And then you can have your residency in 6 months. So we have a lot of options in Panama for investors, for retirees, for people who wants a plan B.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a lot easier to qualify for residency than in most other countries.
Yeah, and after 5 years of having the residency, you can apply for a citizenship.
That's incredible.
Yeah, and you can have a second passport.
Wow.
Of course, here in Nashville, a lot of people like to drive down to 30A in Florida. Florida is starting to have some issues with insurance. I know a lot of our Californians are having a lot of issues with insurance and
that's true,
and taxes and all those kinds of things too. But talk to us about like what do property taxes look like? What does insurance look like in comparison to the U.S.?
First of all, in Panama, we have no natural disasters. Reason why they did the Panama Canal in Panama, because of the location. So no hurricanes, no earthquakes, because of our geographical location. So that puts us on, I would say, advantage over
absolutely
somewhere like Florida. Because definitely, I can just roughly, let's say you buy a $300,000 property, your liability insurance could be like $500 a year, and then fire insurance maybe like an extra $100. So that's it. That's what you pay in insurance to cover your unit. And
that's amazing.
Yeah,
that's less than what it would cost a month here.
You're getting the wrong insurance, man.
I'm talking about down in Florida. I've talked to some friends.
Florida, yeah. California, it's worse than.
Well, yeah, they can't even get it there at some places.
So these are one of the things, and yeah, we do have that. It's a small country, but it has a little bit of everything, and I think that's what most people really enjoy, because when they're comparing, there's this international living and other companies that are looking for those retirement locations to have, live a better life, live abroad. They're always their top choices have been for years Panama on the top options, and then there's Portugal. Some people are thinking in Spain. Lately, people are also thinking like in Mexico. But then there are other factors that pitch in, and I think we're still on the top choice because we're if we compare to other countries in Latin America, we're the safest. It's super safe in Panama.
Sure.
People walk with their cell phones, texting like nothing. You can use your Iary or your anywhere. Uber is safe and good. Even a regular taxi is safe. Those things I can't do in Mexico.
You can drink the water too.
You can drink the water.
Nothing against Mexico. We love our Mexico people.
But those things are like,
yes.
If you're thinking in a place where you want to live full time, then you start deciding what is it that fits your needs better. We're so close to you guys because of all the connections that Jose mentioned. We're about 2 hours from Miami. We're 5 hours from New York. 4 hours to Washington. And we have direct flights to all this in Texas, different parts, Dallas, Houston, Austin, LA, and San Francisco, to name a few. and I hope soon Nashville.
That's right.
We're working.
Anybody in Panama
We're working
listening
on it.
to this podcast, we
That's
want
it.
a direct flight to Nashville.
That's it.
And
Steve
you,
will
you
get-
B&A
will
folks,
take-
I'll be calling.
Steve will take care of that.
That's right.
So when we're comparing, thinking moving to Spain or Portugal,
Oh yeah.
and the distance is
Yeah.
where we go back, and
Well, and you have stellar healthcare too, which is a big part.
and then I was going there because we have great healthcare, very affordable, and we have an extension of a Mayo Clinic and an affiliate with Johns Hopkins
Mhm.
Hospital. So Panama is it just gives you a sense of security,
Right.
and it's stable. Panama is very stable. We have the Panama Canal. Our economy is very diversified. So it's not all coming from tourism. It's not all coming from the canal either.
Mm.
And that makes us very stable. You probably might get in other areas maybe a 10% return on a ROI on a property, and Panama might give you that, but probably it's going to be a little bit more conservative, but it's going to be stable, and it gives you other things.
On the healthcare thing, I'll quickly tell my story. I don't think we've ever actually gone into what I went through, maybe bits and pieces of it on the podcast.
Oh yeah.
So for Ashley and I, we started looking in the Caribbean because we were doing the whole 30A thing for a while there. And we found it was less expensive to go to the Caribbean. And honestly, we just enjoy the Caribbean a little more. There nothing against 30A folks, but
We love our 30A.
enjoyed the Caribbean more and it was less expensive. So we started going to the Caribbean and then we thought, it might be interesting to buy a place down here and have, a vacation home, something we could snowbird to eventually. And so we started looking around in the Caribbean, stumbled on the citizenship by investment programs there. So kind of started going down that rabbit
Right.
hole. And we'd kind of narrowed down to St. Lucia and Grenada. And then I got sick. I got COVID and ended up in the hospital for 4.5 months on a ventilator. Whole host of things happened, which is a very long story. Was pronounced brain dead for 4 days, but thankfully recovered. And when I got out of the hospital, it became very apparent. There's an ambulance in the background.
That's not in the
Perfect
post production.
time.
That it was live. Live. Cue the ambulance.
But when I recovered, Ashley and I were talking. It was like, healthcare is kind of an important concern. So we started looking at
Especially as you age.
Yes.
The old man here.
Hold on, camera too. It kills me. It's blonde. It's not bald.
What?
It's blonde.
What are you talking about?
I mean, it's a little bald, but it's mostly blonde.
Don't be pointing things out. I
So
just
we
shove
started-
mine forward. It's
We started looking at options where we could get world-class healthcare.
right.
And Panama kept coming up on the top of every list we found. They mentioned the Mayo, the Johns Hopkins, very advanced healthcare. They're doing a lot of stem cell stuff. They're actually building $1 billion healthcare city now, which is very interesting.
Radical.
So that's initially what drew us to take a trip down there. And then when we got there, we were very impressed at how multinational it was. The food was amazing. It was very cosmopolitan. And
The people are amazing.
People are very nice.
Thank you for
Yeah.
Just as nice.
That was
as
an easy one.
Nashville, I suppose. Nashville is very friendly too, but
We
but the
are.
people are very
Yeah.
nice in Panama.
I have
Ah.
to say something.
Do
Last night,
tell.
before we were going back to our place, we were in one restaurant eating. And I was, everybody came to us. Everybody was so friendly.
Mm.
I said, I feel like I'm in Panama.
I love it.
So I mean it drew us in right away, and it is the more we looked at it, the more we looked at sort of the opportunities that were available. It just felt to us like we were kind of getting in at the beginning of a massive
Right.
wave.
How many times have you been there?
We've only been there once.
You were there once and you've already bought 2 homes. Now you
Yes.
said you visited and then you bought and then you moved there and made it your life, right? So is that what happens? You go there and then you just
So let me ask you something, man.
do tell. Yes, ask.
When are you going to Panama?
I'm a little afraid I may not want to come back.
That could happen.
Yeah.
They do have amazing shopping as well.
That's what I hear. That's a requirement for Van and Carey.
Are there, Hermes. And
Yes.
Tiffany and
You're talking our language.
Say,
ooh, Mufasa. Say it again.
amazing food.
So
we fell in love with it and just felt like it was a great opportunity. And I wish we would have got in at $62,000, but real estate is one of those things. It's like,
don't be greedy.
You always wish you would have bought years.
What do they say? What do you say about your Bitcoin stuff? You buy your whatever at the price you deserve, right?
Real
so
estate
you bought it
like
where
Bitcoin.
you did.
You never sell your Bitcoin. You never sell your
That's
real
it.
estate.
That's it. That's what I've heard. You don't. He's taught me all the crazy that I know.
Now
She just took your microphone away. Did you notice that? I directed a question to him and you took over. Well, first it was Karol, then he can't even get a word in edgewise. But he's happy.
I'm happy here. So anyways, I'm Panamanian, was born and raised in Panama.
Okay.
But I share my story because, the reason I'm sharing my story is because
Please.
I had the opportunity to, make some business from a pre-construction property that I purchased back in the days in 2008. I'm not saying that everyone is going to gain the same money that I gained back in the days because that was a couple years ago. I'm just saying that right now in Panama, we have so many opportunities.
With pre-construction.
With pre-construction properties, with properties that are already ready. We have been in the business for the past 13 years.
Right.
And for the most part, we have international clients. So 98% of our clients are from different parts of the world, like United States, Canada, and we have people from Europe too. So they go there, and I will say that the majority of clients that they go to Panama, they don't know Panama before. So they go there and then they are amazed with everything that they find over there. The modern city that we have, the food, as Steve said, and of course the real estate that we offer.
Right.
We don't manufacture things in Panama. We don't produce like a lot of things in Panama. So we have to be very creative in Panama.
Now I understand that there is one thing you have created.
coffee.
Well, there is that.
Yeah.
There is that. You grew that.
Ashley can
But you created something. I hear that you've created your own island, just like over in Dubai, right? Like you built an island and you're building
Miami.
And you're building these beautiful homes that are available. Tell us about that.
Yeah, that's one of the things that happens in Panama. Like we have the first, and I will say only, man-made island in the whole region. So basically we have 2 man-made islands, residential developments, like right on the heart of Panama City. And
Incredible.
We have 153 slips.
Wow.
In between Island 1 and Island 2. Low density buildings. It's all about the lifestyle that we have over there. We have top amenities.
Now we're talking high end, right? This is the high end. So what are the price ranges? Like what's to get in and what's way up there?
So I'll say starting price $1 million for a two bedrooms property right in front of the ocean. Let's say 2,000 square feet.
You can't even buy a lake house in Hendersonville, Tennessee for $1 million now. I mean, that's incredible.
Yeah. And it's funny because back in the days when we were promoting that island back in 2018, because, I mean, as I said, for the majority of the clients that we have are located in different parts of the world. So I would say it was difficult to communicate the right message to our clients about this island. So, I mean, we will say that we have a man-made island and people will think whatever they wanted to think,
Sure.
So we were saying, I think the first email that we sent to our database was saying something like, imagine being able to purchase something in Fisher Island. Like
Back in the
near
90s,
Miami, yeah.
Back
in the 90s, 1991, let's say. where prices have duplicate or quadruplicate.
Of
at the
course.
time. So people were trying to, or were kind of like understanding what we were saying. We were saying. So when they got there, they went there to the island, and then they were amazed with everything. We have Mame Island, as I said, a marina right in between Island 1 and Island 2. And the best part is that you are right in the heart of Panama City. You don't have to take a ferry to get there because there's a bridge that connects one of the most high-end neighborhoods with the island. So you can go in and go out like 24/7 whenever you want. You can actually arrive in helicopter, by boat. You can walk, or you can take your car.
Incredible.
And you are 15 minutes from an international airport that has more than 188 direct flights to major cities in the world. What do you think, Ben? Are you going to go to Panama?
Sign me up, baby. Sign me up.
Yeah.
Now, when we were heading to Panama,
You've been in Nashville a little while. We got to get her some cowboy boots and a hat.
and I'm like, babe, why are you not bringing a lot of swimsuits? Like, it's right on the ocean. Well, I'm sure there's like beaches and stuff. There's not really beaches in Panama City.
In the city. Well,
but
who
that is
goes to the
changing
beach
too.
in a city?
Well, it's right on the ocean. I just figured there were beaches there.
Well, okay.
You go to Miami and you go to the beach.
Kind of. Yeah.
Yeah.
But, you know.
So talk to us about what's going on in terms of beach development, because that was very interesting to me.
She's going to take all the market from me.
Okay.
Right.
She's going to take it away. It's okay. They always do.
Hello again.
Ah.
So the last years, I would say the last 10 years, the city has been developing so fast. And it's happening what happens in the major cities. Like we're getting, if you want to live in the city, you have smaller units. So,
Right.
So that's what
Old Town.
So it's the new construction, it's smaller things. And finally, I think the city is very structured and established. And now we're moving out of the city towards beach areas. It's not that it's not been developed before. There's a lot of developments of beach properties on the Pacific side because Panama has both oceans, Atlantic and Pacific Ocean. And the Pacific side has been structured and developed a little bit more, but not to that extent. So even though, like Steve said, like we're surrounded by water in Panama.
Amazing views.
We don't really have like a beach destination.
Got it.
You know, so far the beach location
on the city side.
On the country, like
okay.
So you start having beach communities probably around 30 minutes from the city.
Okay.
But nicer beach.
Right.
Starts about an hour from the city. And all these beach communities were like gated communities. So if you were not wealthy to buy a beachfront property, you didn't really have that oceanfront access to a beach.
I see.
So we have this developer that has 30 plus 35, 37 years of experience building different communities in Panama. Same developer, visionary that did the Ocean Reef Islands that Jose was talking about. We discovered a surfing destination in Panama recently, 8 years ago. And this area, it's a beautiful beach, white sand. It's the first white sand beach that we have when you're driving out of the city towards the west. And
it's miles of beach.
It's 7 miles beach, but very long and extended sand area, palm trees, and it's really nice because in the back you have amazing mountain views. So you have beach and then you have mountains in the back. It's a lovely location, close to the city because it's one of the closest beach. And they started developing property there in the range of 150, 200,000, 300,000.
As a down payment?
No, as a final price.
Whoa.
So
what's happening? What's happening here?
So it was like, you want to be in the beach.
Yeah.
There's condos and small villas, 800 square feet, 1,000 square feet, a little bit more than that, 2 or 3 bedrooms. So people can spend sometimes on the weekend.
Right.
Just go out on the weekends, on the holidays.
You're saying I can have an oceanfront condo, white sand, palm trees for $300,000.
Yes.
And the mountains.
And the mountains. Yeah, baby. Say it again.
So in 2020, this developer started thinking, yeah, right there. While the world
Incredible.
was going crazy, he was like, what's next? And he had visioned this area with so much potential because, you know, like Dominican Republic, sort of like
Oh, yeah.
Playa del Carmen, you know, these are beachfront destinations.
That's right.
A lot of people go, and we don't have that in Panama. And we are surrounded by water, Atlantic or Pacific side. And he said we should do an international beach destination, not just for Panamanians like he was building before.
Perfect.
So he sort of changed the focus, and with that in mind, he started searching for brands. Got in touch with Margaritaville, which I know
Gotta love it. Oh, yeah.
very well,
Mhm.
and they started researching Panama
Right.
for many, many months, over a year of research to see if we were the right fit for Margaritaville.
Mhm.
And in September this year, we had a huge party with the CEO, and everybody from Margaritaville came down because it's official. Margaritaville,
Love it.
it's in town.
Love it.
And now we have a whole different concept. It's residential, title owned, not a timeshare or anything like that. It's your property, which you can give to Margaritaville to manage a market, and we'll start getting
That's huge.
Yeah.
So you can own a piece of Margaritaville. You have your own piece of Margaritaville, and
Short-term rental it, you can
You can-
long-term rental it, or you can live in it. Or all of the above.
incredible. And what is that? What's the price range on that?
Price range 300,000, 320,000.
It's 320 on up,
I know. Yeah.
on up. And are they all like 1 and 2 bedroom condos, or what are the options like on?
So we have 1 bedroom options with ocean view. Like every single unit that we have in Margaritaville, the residential development has ocean view. That's
Naturally.
And then we have 1 bedroom, as I mentioned. We have 2 bedrooms, and then we have some options that we call lock off. Basically, let's say 2 bedrooms apartment, and then there's 1 room that you can actually rent the same day that you go to spend the weekend. You
Right.
can actually rent the other room. So
So you can lock it off and you can rent half and keep half for yourself.
correct, yeah.
Best of both worlds.
So you have that option,
Right.
And we have a 3 bedrooms units right now that we actually launched back in September, where we had the official launch of Margaritaville. So we actually launched the 3rd phase, because right now we are
Then you could bring friends down.
we have
Yeah.
3 bedrooms apartment in oceanfront. We also have lock off unit 2.
So are those in the millions?
Those are in the 550,000.
What is happening? What are you talking about? This
And then
is incredible.
If 30A is what you like, if
Which
that's
I
your
do.
vibe,
I do. It is.
then they have villas as well.
Oh, you have villas. Tell me about the villas.
Yes, they're beautiful cottages, villas, 3 bedroom with your own patio. You can have your own small pool, and you have access to all the amenities.
Incredible.
I could say there's over 30 amenities in the property.
Would Margaritaville rent those out for me too if I'm not there?
Yes, yes.
Amazing.
Put them in the rental program, definitely.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
And the government is very interested in driving growth to this area as well. They want to see this become an international beach destination. Talk about what they're doing in terms of infrastructure to further drive growth here.
So this, like I mentioned, the city has been growing out, and also for the Panamanians. So people that wanted to still have like a house, new families with a patio and everything, they started to move out of the city like 20 minutes out. So traffic was pretty heavy back and forth.
Now, what you call pretty heavy is not what we call pretty heavy.
I know, but
You got a little shocked by Nashville traffic last night.
That's true. But we're very spoiled because Panama is a small city. So everything, it's about a
Right.
10 to 15 minute range. After that, for us, that's too much traffic or too far.
I love it. These are my people.
So they recently are just started opening. How many lanes? I think it's like 8 lanes. So they
Wow.
doubled the amount, and they're also we have a subway that it's now getting built towards the beach area. So that's
No way.
because the metro, the subway it's already in the airport. So
Okay.
I imagine, people are arriving and they can actually just go
Can you
directly to the
imagine?
subway.
Is that in the plan that they're going to take the subway all the way to the beach?
Yes, it's on the plan.
That's
So
incredible.
Next stop will be probably about an hour from the beach. No, like 30 minutes from the beach. That's the next stop they're building.
Wow.
And it will keep going. That's
Right.
the whole idea. And they want to do a train that goes from the city all the way towards one of our province called Chiriquí, another great destination in Panama called Boquete. That's the coffee
We love our coffee.
town. And I don't know if you know, we do produce amazing
I've heard.
coffee.
I've
We're
heard.
one of the best coffees in the world. It's Panamanian. It's called a geisha coffee.
Ooh, geisha.
You like the name?
I do.
So it's going to be great that people can actually just take a train and go all the way towards that.
That's incredible.
It's just an exponential growth. Once that's done, it's so easy.
Mm-hmm. Man.
And remind me what this area is called again, the district?
The district of where
Playa Caracol is.
it's called Chame. And Ashley likes this one because the local people call it Chamefornia.
Ooh, California.
They have one of the best surfing spots in Panama. There's surfing all year long. Anytime you'll find wave. It's a long, and then it's not just like a small wave. It's like there's so many
Peaks.
He's a surfer.
Oh, yeah.
That you can have hundreds of people surfing and nobody's fighting for any wave.
Oh, wow.
So that's pretty cool. And then the sunsets are amazing. So that's why they call it California.
So for all our Californian clients,
I know.
that have these expensive properties in California, they can take those, sell them, come to Tennessee, buy a place, get rid of those California taxes.
Well, yeah.
And buy a place in Panama.
They can have both
And
for
still have
less.
California beaches.
Oh, my goodness.
And honestly, it's a shorter flight.
Why aren't the phones
back to
ringing off the hook
California.
already?
They
Ring.
get to Panama quicker than they get back to California from
That's
there.
amazing. That's true.
Yeah, and aside from that, I mean, the whole area is amazing. So basically, when the top executive from Margaritaville, they first came to that area, they were amazed with everything that the area offers.
Mhm.
Like, I mean, you have white sands over there. I mean, the beach, the water is warm. And then you have the mountains on the back. I think Karol mentioned. So people can actually hike. They can go surfing. They can do kite surfing. They can, have a tour to go fishing.
Right.
They can watch whales. So there are a lot of things that people can do once they are there, aside from the fact that they have all the amenities of Margaritaville.
So the surfing is where Margaritaville is.
Right in front. I mean, you can have a property for people that like to surf. I mean,
Right.
I know that this is a very important part. So people that like to surf, they can see the wave like right in front of the balcony. They can go down a couple of floors, and then there are steps away, like just like 10 steps from a great wave. And then we have several peaks, so they can choose this one, the other one over there. And they can throw the board when they come back.
Incredible.
Right in front of the amenities. They can have a margarita right in.
Yeah.
5 o'clock.
After they get off the board.
Correct.
Not before. Not before.
No, before. They can go back to
to
their balcony and continue looking the what we call the swell.
Yeah.
Which is the wave basically.
So you guys are going to need to like install a camera out there that everybody who's like in the cottages and whatever can log on and check out the waves, and they know when they can get out there. That'd be awesome.
They actually have that.
Do they?
We have some cameras right now.
Something
Yeah.
Yeah, right now.
So we could even log on and watch.
It's time
See?
to go to Panama to surf.
Oh, that's it.
I mean, Panama overall is a great country. for
Catch the
people to-
wave.
Yeah, we have world class wave, in different part of
Amazing.
Panama. So, and Chame is a great place for people to go there.
Right.
Have some have some classes for beginners. So yeah, it's amazing.
And you've already got a unit there, don't you?
We've got a unit in Margaritaville, and then we bought one in Panama City as well.
Right back at the city. Man,
I want to rescue what you said, like catch the
Do it.
wave.
oh yeah.
Because in 2020, we actually had a webinar that we did that was named Catch the Wave.
No way.
Yeah. And in between of everything that was going on, we had so many clients that took advantage of the opportunity to invest in like in Ocean Reef. I have clients that invested in Ocean Reef in 2020 near $1,200,000 and with properties 4 year after worth almost $2 million.
Incredible.
And I would say that Catch the Wave, it really works because you might not be able to get on $62,000
Right.
like Jose did back in 2007 because it's a different moment. But I think Panama is on that second turn point where we're getting more people seeing Panama, like looking at Panama, friends telling friends.
Right. Right.
And it's like a undiscovered spot still, but I think really interesting things are going to be coming to us in the next 5 years. So it's like you can catch the wave right now with everything that's going on.
Incredible.
We're doing Margaritaville. That's just the first thing that's happening of that kind in that area. As soon as we start getting probably other brands, other things coming up, everybody that invested there, the value is already high. Like we started with a friends and family price list
Right.
back then, and I don't know, it's already $50,000, or it's just coming up, and people take it away from you because you get a 3-bedroom
Right.
Margaritaville lock-up unit for $550 around that price range. If you want that same property in another Margaritaville, let's say
Sure.
Florida or Bahamas, we're talking about $1 million
Absolutely.
for you to invest on that location. And I'm not sure that you can get an ocean
Right.
from property. So it's a moment. It's this moment.
It's incredible.
You mentioned brands. So Miami, has a lot of branded buildings like Mercedes and Porsche.
You got the Porsche building.
and all those. You guys are seeing those branded buildings coming to Panama City as well. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so we in Panama, this is, I would say that something that is happening right now. For example, we have the Fendi building that is great right now.
Don't tell my wife this.
That's the Fendi building, which I love. That's located in the city of Panama. So, for example, we have properties over there in the range of 1.7 and used to be like 1.4, 1.3 just like 2 years ago. So that's one. We have Margaritaville, as Iary mentioned. Armani also. We have Armani. We got the U building, which is a very famous brand in the residential industry. They have more than 53 non-hotel properties around the world. So we have that one. And we have a couple of things that are going to Panama right now. So yeah, we're getting into the branded building like Miami. Sure.
We have there's a new development in Miami with a B&B Italian brand, furniture brand, very famous and well known. We're launching also a B&B branded building.
Cool.
In the financial district. Beautiful apartments, condos, really nice, high end, very very luxury, within a $300,000 to $500,000 range. And we're also soon will have a branded building of Pininfarina. They do the
Really?
Ferrari
Yeah, of course.
engine. So that's also coming to Panama.
That's going to be hot.
Yes, and right now it's
Look out.
not officially lounge. So it's a good time to get in on one of those. It's very
What's-
We need to
high-end.
do.
I'm like, what is that going
We
to
need to
cost?
do an event with Ferrari.
I know. We work with the Ferrari here. So
No, I think we're gonna be in the range of, let's say, 450,000 properties,
really?
like starting price.
Yeah.
Very quickly
Yeah, like
will
this.
go up.
So how much do you have to put down to hold it while it's being built?
For the most part in Panama, the basic dynamic is that you take the unit off the market, the one that you selected with, let's say, $5,000 refundable. And then when you're getting into the sales agreement, then you have to pay 10% of the value of the property. And then for the most part, you have to cover either 30% or 40% broken down into, let's say, a year or 18 months since you signed the sales agreement. That's basically the rule of thumb of the process of getting a pre-construction property.
And if you're working with a branded building like that, you're not worried about the project falling through or stopping.
For the most part, those big brands, for example, Margaritaville, for them to actually decided to go to Panama, as Iary mentioned, it took like a lot of months. They had to go there, verify that everything was good. They had to verify that the country was a safe country.
Right.
It was a stable economy and so many elements that they had to verify and analyze for them to actually say, yes, we want to go there. So for all the other brands, that's the same dynamic that they're following. They realize that, we're in a great moment in Panama right now. And as I said, they do the analysis, they verify that we are a good country to invest, and then they decided to go there. And I'm pretty sure we're going to see more brands coming into Panama.
Sounds like
in the next
it.
2 and 3 years, for sure.
Wow.
We are in a special moment right now, as Iary mentioned.
And we've talked a lot about $1 million properties and
Because it's fun.
3 to 500 seems to be what a lot of the developers are doing because of the residency opportunity that gives you. But there's also, you can get new condos there for 150, right?
Of course, we're seeing right now a different market because developers realize that there is this niche where they can do short-term rentals. And sometimes people just want to have an investment in that range, 150 to 180,
Right.
like easy investment, I will say. And then we have that combination, like 150 to 180,000, well located, fully furnished unit, meaning that you don't have to even think on furnish your property. So
Incredible.
once you're ready, you get your keys on your hands, and you can do short-term rentals, and then you can also use your property if you want. So that combination is for sure is a winner.
And I want to point out something
Do it.
that if you can also invest in 2 properties of $100,000 or of $150, and you can apply also for the residency.
So they combine it to get to the $300,000 requirement for residency eligibility.
So
Cool.
aside from the fact that you can have a property with everything that I mentioned,
Right.
you can also add another benefit, which is, as Karol mentioned, apply for a Panamanian residency.
Which is huge.
Which is huge, yeah.
Well, and that's the so-called golden visa program where you get it in 45 days. But there's also the opportunity if you don't want to spend 300, there's the
friendly nation visa. There are like 50 countries eligible to apply for this visa. Germany, United States, Canada. There are a lot of countries. There are 50 countries that can apply for this visa. And the difference between this visa and the other ones is that they give you a provisional residency for 2 years. And after these 2 years, then you can have and apply for the permanent residency.
Got it.
So it's
And you can walk people through all that.
correct. We can walk people through that
Right.
step by step and assisting them through all the investment, all the plan B that they want to accomplish in Panama.
Right. And if they want to retire, there's a lot of benefit there.
There's a lot of benefits on discounts.
Tell us a little bit about that, because it's amazing what you were telling me before we turned on the mics.
Discounts.
I put here, so I have here, there are some discounts like, okay,
You know, retirees, they like the early bird special.
yes, they are like 30% in hotels and transportation.
Yeah.
They have 50% in entertainment. They have also 15% in fast food, hospitals, medical care.
Incredible.
20%.
And you're saying 50.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, I'm less than
Half
a year
price.
away from qualifying for 55 and up community. I'm just saying.
Well, men have to be 62.
62?
But that's okay.
He's so rude.
You'll get there soon enough, man.
Guess I'll keep working.
So I was going to ask something, and you went that way.
That's what I do. I take things, just left turn.
Another thing I can point out is
Yeah.
when you buy a property, you can buy the property with a company or with a foundation.
Oh, okay.
It's a mix of a trust and a company. So it's possible also to apply for the residency having a company or a
Really? So it doesn't have to be in your personal name to
No.
be able to.
No, you can have a company
Comply.
or a foundation.
So it's kind of the Panamanian equivalent of an LLC or a trust. So for estate planning purposes, you could put it in a foundation, and then you have, if you pass and you want your heirs to receive it, it's all built into that foundation documentation. For our clients that do remote work,
We're getting some good information here today. This is not fluff.
for our clients that do remote work, the digital nomads, Panama is a territorial tax system. Talk a little bit.
What does
about
that mean?
What that means?
Well, if your incomes comes from abroad, from an international, your incomes come from outside Panama, then you don't have to pay taxes in Panama. So that's an important thing for everybody. And you also can make a company in Panama, and you can have it offshore and you don't have to pay taxes in Panama. And also, if you want to make a company in Panama operational, then you have like some discounts that you don't have to pay. We also have in Panama a free zone. So if you want to move a company to a free zone, then you don't have to pay some taxes, and you have the possibility to bring the team from here.
Right. Wow.
And that's probably why you guys started drawing so many of these big multinationals like Dell and Caterpillar and a huge list of companies that have moved regional offices down there. Pretty cool. On the topic of taxes, property taxes are kind of similar to what they are in Nashville. Nashville property taxes are pretty inexpensive as well, in relation to
Comparatively speaking.
Yeah. But you guys have exemptions on property taxes too.
Yes, we do. We have, depending on which year the property was built, you can apply to different types of law. So the longest we have is 30 years extension, and you can resell the property and it will keep the exemption until that period is completed.
So you can basically lock in your tax rate at a certain level, and if you sell it, it can stay with the property. That's amazing.
Well, it's an exemption. You don't even have to pay property tax.
What?
Yeah, it's an exemption.
It sounds too good to be true.
After the period,
Right.
depending which law you apply to, you can apply to another law depending if you live in the property or if you rent it.
Gotcha.
And you will have really cheap property tax.
Wow. And it's all legal. I always have to ask.
100%.
Is there anything else we haven't thought about that you guys hear?
Did we talk about shopping? Did I hear Hermes and Louis Vuitton? What else?
I heard about parties.
Oh, patties. Is that like Patty's in Kentucky? Patty's 1880 settlement where, you get the Mile High meringue pie and a couple of polar bears? I don't know. Is this a different Patty's? She doesn't know what to do with that, does she?
Patties or parties?
Party.
Oh, parties. I heard patties. I got
I
patties
don't know
on
what
the
you're
brain.
talking about, man.
Say, what is he talking about? I kind of, it is what it is.
Casco Viejo is really known
Yes.
for really great places.
Ah,
A
gotcha.
lot of rooftops.
Party.
A lot of rooftops in the old city,
We like rooftops here in Nashville.
which is Ashley's favorite part of town.
Yes, that's true.
Very cool vibe. It's very European. A lot of plazas, a lot of rooftops.
Is it like, is it kind of like the French Quarter in New Orleans? Like with little balconies and
Kinda,
old school
yeah.
buildings?
Yeah, it's very
and-
similar to that. Yeah.
Actually, there's some of the architecture in Old Town. It's combined of the different moments of the people that we had when they were doing the canals, French, the American.
Really?
So you have Spanish.
See,
you have
I'm
that
gonna
type
need to
of
go there.
Orleans, and
Yeah.
then Old Town, Casco Viejo, that's considered a UNESCO patrimony.
Mm.
So the restoration of these beautiful buildings have to keep the standard of whatever
I love it.
they had.
Yeah.
Have the same mixture, and they just bring them to life with a beautiful facade, but keeping all the
Right.
the time they were done and the type of architecture
Mhm.
they had back then.
This will be Steve's new home.
Whoa. So let it be said. So let it be done.
I just would say, like, to wrap up,
Yeah.
Panama has
That's his job. He wraps us up. But go ahead. Go ahead.
Wrap us up.
Wrap us up.
taking my mind.
Ah.
I would say, like, people are surprised of how close we are.
Mhm.
So many times people feel Panama, that sounds like, where is that? And it's so far. Maybe it's like
Right.
8 hours away. I don't know where it is, but it's pretty close to most of the states here. It's very easy to invest. We have everything that we sell is titled property. I think that's important to know.
Mhm.
And this,
So you can own it.
you can own it forever.
Okay.
You can, if you buy under a trust, which is always what I would recommend. If you have family here and you're buying abroad, so you don't have to deal with anything if something happens to you, your kids will
Right.
inherit that.
Right.
I mean, it's your property. It's very transparent. We have a public register, so everything is there for lawyers to do due diligence and review, and it's very easy to see if a title is clean, if it's possible to sell when it's already done. So
That's
this
huge.
concerns that you might come if you're buying
Right.
out of your country, it's very easy. You don't have to be a resident to own a property either. Those are questions that we get. Can I buy a property here if I'm not Panamanian? Yes, you can. Now, why wouldn't you get the residency if you're investing in a
Exactly.
property? Because you can have a second residency. You can have a plan B in place. And so it's like a win-win. But I would say overall safety, it's one of the biggest things for most of the people we work with. The transparency of investing in a property. I could say, like, how do you felt, Steve, when you were going through your own process?
Yeah, it was a very, very smooth transaction. No issues at all. It was really not much different than what we do here.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're real intelligent. Would somebody like me, would I be able to go through it and not be too
Van,
freaked out?
That's why you have people like me.
I know. I'm so
helping you
thankful.
along the way.
I'm so thankful. I didn't know how bad I wanted to buy a place in Panama. Man, who knew?
Well, in that regard, if anyone is interested in
I'm interested.
more information
Sign me up.
about Panama or any of these properties, give us,
Baby, we're going to Panama.
we have the hookups.
That's
and
right.
we get extended the friend and family deals as they come out. So
It's exciting.
we're gonna have to talk about that Ferrari project.
Yeah. Well, Pini Farina.
What you're saying is very important. We have been able to build very strong relationships with these developers, and we handpick the developers and the projects that we are
Right.
offering to our clients, which would be what we offer you. So we have, like, access to deals that other agents and other brokers firms don't have. So yeah, and if anybody wants to take a look to Panama, we'll receive them.
That's right.
Our hands wide open, guide them, show them. We're passionate. We love the country. We love that people think in investing in Panama. So exploration trip, anything anyone wants to do,
that's right.
we will be there to.
Well, that's part of what Steve's vision and Ashley's vision and taking us to become your global real estate concierge and partnering up with people like yourselves. It's just extraordinary.
At the very least, go take a vacation in Panama and check it out. It's a really cool country.
And you'll go with them if they want.
We will,
if
absolutely.
They want.
You don't have to twist our arm too hard.
Twist.
Well, with that, we really appreciate you guys coming all the way from Panama to be here with us.
Yeah, we didn't even do it through Zoom. We did it live.
And we will see you guys on the next show.
Thank you very much.
Well, that's a wrap on today's episode of Behind the Curtain, Nashville's movers, shakers,
and taste makers.
We hope you've been inspired by the stories of passion, perseverance, and innovation right here in Nashville.
A big thank you to our guests for sharing their journeys and to you, our listeners, for joining us. And of course, our gratitude to Chord Real Estate for making this conversation possible.
Don't forget to follow or subscribe to our podcast on your favorite platform.
Thank us?
Yes, you did.
Oh, I guess I did. Well, thank us. Okay.
Like I was saying.
Oh, yeah.
Don't forget to follow or subscribe on your favorite platform to catch every episode and hit that notification bell. We've got plenty more fascinating guests lined up, ready to share their insights and inspirations.
And we love hearing from you. So reach out to us with your thoughts, questions, or suggestions for who you'd like to hear from next.
Until next time, keep chasing your dreams and making your mark in Nashville.
Oh, my goodness.
Remember,
Am I talking to Casey
it's
Kasem?
the people behind the scenes that make the city shine.
I love it. Take care. See you behind the curtain.